A training facility named after San Antonio firefighter Scott Deem gives first responders a place to perfect life-saving skills.
Yeah, he was the 19th union-affiliated San Antonio firefighter to die in the line of duty. Leah Durain takes a look back at their lives.
Every San Antonio firefighter will spend hours in this training warehouse east of downtown. The first responders will see this sign every time they're here. It's a reminder of why they give everything they've got, even in a simulation.
Everything we do it in his honor.
The nameplate is one way to honor Deem's legacy and sacrifice. He's also memorialized in a monument standing in Colorado Springs. The International Association of Firefighters adds fallen union members' names to the granite walls every year. Between 1936 and 2017, the IAFF has honored 19 of our fallen San Antonio firefighters. Some died while on duty, others lost cancer battles linked to their work as first responders. Last year, Daniel Vera Jr. and Todd Woody Woodcock were added to the monument. They both died of occupational cancer in 2016.
You can't describe the feeling when you first walk up and see your spouse's name on the wall, to know that his service is being recognized in such a way that it's going to be, etched there forever.
In the KENS 5 archive, we found video footage of fallen firefighter Jesse Brooker Jr.'s funeral. He died in 1997 of a heart attack after battling this fire at a motel. Fire investigators found a mixture of chemicals on site, including chlorine, hydrochloric acid, pesticides, meth, and other substances that couldn't be identified.
He was an agitator, as we called him in the fire department. He always had a joke. He was always jovial. He was always in a good mood. He'll be sorely missed.
The IAFF wall has 19 names, but union members have researched even more dating back to the 1800s. From fire engine crashes to heart attacks and smoke inhalation, even carcinogen exposure on the job, firefighters stare down death daily. Every year, new protocols are being made that cut down on the danger. Better protection, new ways to rid gear of contaminants, and practice, practice, practice. Anything and everything to keep our firefighters with us here on Earth. Leah Durain, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.